Hi there and welcome back to the Brand Pod. My name is Otto Abasi. I'm your host and I am here to help you build your brand. In this video, we'll be discussing why you should turn your business into a brand. And by that, I mean, why you should apply the principles, ideas, techniques, and frameworks of branding into your business. Even if you're not ready to hire a strategist or a designer or anything like that, there are some ideas and things you can already start doing to make your business better and to set yourself up for success. So in a previous video, I discussed the difference between being a hustler, building a business, and building a brand. And for me, the difference between all those three stages or phases is how intentional you are about things. What separates the hustler from the business builder is how intentional they are about the systems and mechanics of doing that business. And what separates the brand builder from just the business person is the intentionality around their brand, how people feel, what they seek to portray out into the world with your business or thing that they are doing. And if you're in business, obviously everyone is trying to succeed, right? Everyone's trying to make some money. Everyone is trying to do well. Everyone's trying to succeed and make money, trying to go to the next level, whatever that means for you, whatever brought you into business or doing whatever you're doing. Even if you have a career, you're working for someone else, you are still a brand unto yourself. And the way people feel and interact with you will be dependent on what your brand is and how people respond to that. So, building a brand is important for everyone. So let's say, sure, you've been in business for a while, you've hustled, you've made money. Let's say you've been able to make it consistently. You're able to build systems and plans and structure around what you're doing. So yeah, cool. Now you have a business. Now you have something going on. And it's hard work. Congratulations for making it this far or for even trying. Building a business is hard work. There are many balls to juggle, many things to put on, many things to take care of. But it's possible that in everything you're looking at, you've been avoiding or mismanaging one of the important secret weapons in your entire arsenal of business weapons and toolkits, which is your brand. Your brand is how people feel about you, how people think about you, how people interact with you. And a strong brand goes a very, very long way in influencing your success and what opportunities will be available to you. So, like I said, intentionality is the key. And what I believe is that, your success in business or in whatever you do is dependent on how intentional you are about your goals, about what you're trying to achieve, and about how you will achieve them. At the end of the day, we want to run businesses and side hustles and whatever it is that make us happy, that align with our values and our view of the world, and that enable us to succeed and put out some good in the world. And the way to do that is by brand building. So the kind of mechanics I'm talking about, and which I'll go into deeper in another video, are things like understanding what your purpose and mission is really, beyond just what you do, just what the service or product that you deliver. Understanding what your deeper seated purpose is behind all of that. Being consistent, understanding your messaging, understanding your audiences and who best to interact with and who really is best suited to be your customer. Understanding and implementing those things in your business reap many, many rewards. They make your business stronger. They make your business more directed, more intentional, and they make it resonate more with the people you're trying to connect to. And so in this video, I'll be highlighting some ideas and some key things, some key benefits that you gain as a result of building your brand. And the first one is that it helps people remember you. The thing about humans is that we are social creatures. Humans like to connect with humans, or at least with anthropomorphic things. You can watch a movie like WALL-E, right? You spend most of the movie following this robot and you get to feel so much with this robot because it has human traits. It gets sad, it gets happy, it gets excited, it gets irritated. We can relate to it even though it's not a human being because it exhibits human traits. Same thing with brands. When we begin to apply these human-like qualities to our brands, we create brands that people are able to latch onto emotionally and mentally. Just deep in your gut, they're able to really, really connect with what you are doing as a brand. Another thing that people really enjoy or people really connect to is stories, narratives. We are more likely to hear a story, remember a story, than remember a series of random facts. So narrative is a very, very important tool of brand building that helps humans connect with us. Essentially, you're trying to build and bolster that connection. That's what brand is, right? So the first thing a brand will do for you is that it will help your recognition and connection. So the more consistent you are building a brand, doing what you do, putting stuff out there in that way, the more you build a connection with your audience, the more you build a bond with them. Humans also like to put things in boxes. It helps us, structure the world. It helps us navigate the world in easy ways, right? Every day we end up being bombarded by news, by content, by information, by responsibilities, by so many things, that tackle our attention. Humans need ways to sift through all this information very, very quickly and find what they want. And if you have a strong brand, then they can look at you and grasp you almost instantaneously and understand who you are and what you do and why you're important and why you are for them. So building a brand helps you be recognized. It helps you stand out. The other thing that it does is that it helps you attract your dream customers. A big part of brand building is understanding who your customers are, who you service, what their needs are, what their pain points are, what they're going through, what obstacles they have, what their dreams are, where they would like to go, who they like to be, their identity, all those things. And if you understand your customers well enough, you're able to service them as best as you possibly can. And you're able to talk to them in the way that they understand and in the places that they congregate. And you're able to have your messaging really, really connect and resonate with them. So if you build a strong brand, you actually attract your dream customers to you. So instead of you having to go out all the time, searching for people, trying to get new business, trying to get new leads, which you still will do, but having a brand is a very strong tool in that it helps you now attract them. It becomes much, much easier when you go out to hunt to be able to capture the eyeballs and minds and hearts of the people who would best resonate with your brand. Right, so that's another very, very powerful tool, importance or benefit of brand building is that ability to attract customers and attract your dream customers. The third thing it does is boost your market presence. So in the marketplace, you have many, many competitors, right? You've got other brands that you're in the market with. You've got the audience, you've got all these things. You've got an entire ecosystem of suppliers, of regulators and all. When you start to build a brand and put yourself out there into the marketplace, you start to get a presence. People start to notice you. Start to gain maybe a bit of a reputation, And so now you now begin to move amongst your peers, and now begins to open opportunities for collaboration, and cross referrals. If you do the same thing but you do it for a specific kind of audience, specific kind of clientele, you're more likely to be referred to by other people in your space to be like, okay, you know what? We love what you got, but maybe they're a better fit for you, and vice versa. So, building that market presence, building that sense of presence within the space makes you more visible amongst everyone, amongst your customers, amongst potential partners, and everyone else in the field, which is very, very important, because the more visibility and the more space you have, you want to be respected as one of the important and key players in your field. And if you have a brand that stands out, then you become the person that people think of first, or one of the first people think of when they think about what you do and they think about your space. So recognition, remembrance, attracting dream clients, market presence. This is all about visibility and being known, and building a brand is a very powerful and a very strong way to make sure that you are seen and you are known by the important people. Now, another great thing about building a brand is that it makes selling and monetization easier. So everybody has to sell, right? We all know about marketing. You're going to put yourself out there. You're going to run campaigns. You're going to do all these kinds of things. But eventually you're going to have to sell something, sell a product, sell a service, sell a subscription, whatever it is, and however you choose to be monetizing your brand. And the thing is, when people have a brand that they trust, that they love, that they are connected to and bonded with, it's much easier to buy from that person, to buy from that brand, than to buy from other people. So instead of starting from scratch and having to convince them about who you are and why they should listen to you and why it's important, having a strong brand puts you in the position where, they're like, yo, take my money now. They are eager and happy. They're even asking you what you've got so that they can support and so that they can buy from you. So building the brand, building that reputation, building that sense of of being and place and presence makes the selling process much easier. Because you have your messaging right and your click funnels and your entire flow, you're able to take your prospects and your people through this whole journey, and then make sure they're primed and ready to buy. You're able to nurture those leads and all those things become vastly easier when you have a good sense of your brand and your strategy. Another thing that's also great about building a brand is that it can allow you to set your own prices. So let's think about luxury goods, for instance, right? Like your Louis Vuittons, Balenciagas and stuff. You're not going to walk into any of those stores and price the items. You're not going to be like, now give me this for 1,000 less. You're going to go there, you're going to go through the experience that they give you, and then you're going to buy whatever they sell you for, whatever price they sell you from, because you love the brand, because you respect their process, because you respect their environment, and because you want to be a part of that story, you want to be a part of that narrative. That's why you're engaging with that brand. So when you build a brand, you're able to curate a vibe, you're able to curate a set way of doing things, right? And once you have that in place, you can dictate the terms of how customers interact with you. And that is a very powerful thing for your well-being as a business owner, as a business person, as a team, and to also allow you to create and provide the best form of service to your customers, because you're able to guide them through a heavily curated process that makes sure that their needs are actually met. And yes, so like the power of brand allows you to set yourself in such a way that you can really, if you're dialed into your customer, if you're dialed into what you do, then you can set your own prices. You can do your own thing, separate from everyone else, who is undifferentiated, because they will come to you for the value of your brand, and they will pay a premium if that is what you want them to do, or if that's what you need to run your business. So, running a brand allows you to set the terms and allows you to set your prices as well. It also makes your business more valuable. If you look at some of the biggest companies and entities in the world, very often you'll find their brand value or goodwill reflected as a physical item on their balance sheet. And you can give tangible numbers to what the value of a brand, the value of how people think about a brand is. How much do you think the value of the Apple brand is worth, or the Coca-Cola brand is worth? These things do huge business, but just the fact that they are Apple or Coke or whoever it is, just because they are that brand, is very valuable. If not even in monetary terms, at least in intangible terms, in the sense that people prefer you over this, in the sense that you have a cult following, in the sense that you might have a corner on the culture or a certain way of thinking or certain approach that really sets you apart, that makes you more valuable. And if you're able to build a business that you can sell, having a brand makes that business more valuable. It makes it say, listen, this is why I want 1.5x more, two times more. It's because you're not just getting a business, you're getting a brand, you're getting a thing that people love, that people are attached to, that people tell other people about, and has such great potential and capacity for growth. So that is another very powerful tool of brand building. Another thing that maybe doesn't get raised up as much is the idea that your brand should also inspire you and energize you as the owner, as the creator, as the maker of that brand. I always talk about branding and content making as a tool for self-creation. You decide the person you want to be, and you create that in your brand, in the way you look, in the way you dress, in the way you talk, in the way you interact, in the way you connect, in the way you deliver your service. All those things begin to curate and create this person that you are, this persona, this entity. And there's this idea I speak about of brand resonance, where both sides of the equation need to be equal. So who you are as a brand internally needs to really connect so well with who your customers are that you're both happy. You want to be happy and excited to do work and to build your brand and meet your goals, your financial and lifestyle goals, and at the same time keep your customers very happy, very engaged, and very connected. And if you're able to do those two things, you have brand resonance. But that's the very powerful thing about a brand, is that your brand can inspire you, can remind you why you fell in love with this business or why you're trying to do this thing, and it can keep you, moving on moving towards your North Star, no matter what happens in the turbulent life and times of business. We all know how business is, goes up and down, ebbs and flows. There's always things to do. But your brand acts as your North Star, guiding you through all of this, keeping you energized and giving you strategic direction in everything that you do. And there's other things, like it gives you consistency. So you're not always showing up to the marketplace in different ways, coming today with this font and today with another font, looking with green today and coming with red tomorrow. It gives you consistency, it gives you structure. It makes sure that people can build trust in you because you always show up in a similar way all the time. Doesn't mean you have to be boring, doesn't mean you have to repeat yourself. It just means that you have ingredients of messaging, of colorways, of fonts, of patterns, of visual elements, of all these cues that you can remix in different ways to put out your messaging out into the world and connect with your audience. It gives you that structure. It gives you that guideline. So yes, these are very important things that branding can do for you. So if you're running your business, if you're doing your hustle, if you're doing your thing, if you're thinking of starting something, keep these things at the top of your mind. You want to make sure that you are rooted as much as possible in your purpose. You want to make sure that you know who your audiences are and the people that you're really trying to connect with. You want to make sure that you know how to speak to them and how to sell to them. You want to make sure that all these pieces are really, really in place, because if they are, then you have much, much more capacity for growth and places where you can take this brand. Building a brand out there becomes this beacon that attracts opportunities to you. You come out and you say, this is who I am, this is what I do, this is why you should care. And if you do a good enough job at that, then people will come to you. And if they really like you, they will bring friends. There's a quote by, I think it's Naval, but whoever it is, I'll put it up here. Something about people always say networking, you want to go out and meet people. People always think of networking like that, going out, hustling, contacts, trying to meet people and get them to pay attention to you. But when you build a brand, when you put out content, when you put out stuff into the world, it attracts people to you. If you do something cool, I think that was the quote, if you create something really, really cool, your network would find you. You don't have to go find your network. If you create something really, really cool, your network will find you. And that is the promise behind turning your business into your brand, creating a brand about what you do. So think about these ideas and think about your brand, and think about ways you can start to implement these things, implement ideas and concepts to start building a sense of brand and a sense of consistency around what you do. In the next video, I'll be discussing specific tactics and things that you can do right now in your business to start making it more of a brand without necessarily hiring anyone or hiring a strategist or a designer or a web guy. Just whatever you can do for now before you're ready to invest in taking your brand to the next level, and you'll see the benefits and the amazing things that it would do for you. So thanks for watching. Like I said, my name is Otto Abasi. I am here to help you build your brand. If you would like to have a conversation further offline about your business, about your brand, feel free to comment me in the comments or send me an email in the description. In a few weeks, I'll be launching a brand clarity workshop, which is essentially group workshops to help you understand your brand. So if you've got a business, if you just want to learn, also there's a link in the description where you can sign up to hear more about that. And once we are ready to launch, we will let you know and we'll let you in. Looking forward to hearing from you, looking forward to working for you. Thank you for watching the video, and until the next one, happy brand building, take it easy, and I'll see you there. Cheers. Hi there, thanks for watching the video. This video is sponsored by BaseX Studio, my creative home. I help clients build brands that people love and that they themselves as founders are deeply inspired and connected to. I do this with brand strategy, visual design, website development, and content strategy services. I'm just taking you from end to end, helping you build your brand from scratch all the way to the launches in the marketplace. If this sounds of interest to you, please check out the link in the description. Go on the website, book a discovery call with us so we can discuss your needs, or simply shoot me an email and we'll get back to you and discuss your brand, discuss your needs, and see how we can place you in the best position to succeed. We will also be launching a series of group workshops, a course of about 5 to 6 each. I'm running every month. And so if that sounds of interest to you, also sign up to our newsletter on the link, and then you'll be the first to know once that is ready to go. It is a workshop that takes you step by step every pillar of brand building, and to help you understand your brand on a deeper level and be able to move forward in your business strategy, in your communications, in your campaigns with clarity and with direction. So don't miss that. If you're interested, sign up to the form, sign up to the newsletter in the description below, and we will see you soon in there. Thanks again for watching, and take it easy. Cheers.